Yeah, all right. So I have tried to warn you that this is the asleep stream. I've also got to keep it down a bit because the missus is asleep. I'll keep this quick. So the new novel's first draft finished. I can't even remember if I've told you this, but I was writing it the other night and I wrote a line and I pressed full stop and I thought, hang on a minute, that's the last line, that's the last scene. That's it, you've done it. Now, it will take a read and a write through, and I will send that off to my beta readers, get it back. That'll be in the shops before Christmas, so don't worry about any Christmas presents for anyone. Take it from me, buy 5 copies of my novel, and I'll tell you what, it's excellent. It's not one of my postmodern avant-garde language play jobbies. There's commas and speech marks. Anyone who grew up in the 1980s, it's a journal from a 14-year-old in 1986. I had a working title. I've now got the real title. Why? Because I have to, because I've started putting it all into Amazon. Thank everyone who donated to me over the last year, especially on Buy Me a Coffee, because I said, so I'm going to spend a couple of grand on a cover artist because people do judge books by their covers. That's the difference between selling and not selling. But what I'm going to do, it'll be on pre-order. That's so that it gets into the Amazon bestseller lists, because what happens is 200 people pre-order it. When it goes live, Amazon recognizes that book has sold 200 copies in an hour, and then that will usually take it to the top of that genre. And then I can quickly get the cover and put a little strap over it. Amazon #1 bestseller, which then that ball keeps rolling. Do you know what I mean? People see that and they're like, oh. And because you're all lovely people, you can write really good reviews, even if you hate it. You can email me. I'll write you the damn review. I'll write it for you. Just remember to put 5 stars on it. I will probably get a few hate reviews, so that'll be well handy. Now, this stream was going to start a lot different to this. It was going to start with, I can see you there, boy, don't worry. It was going to start, it was meant to be planned, all right? So what you were meant to see before you saw me, if you're new here, it's not usually like this. It's usually considerably worse. But you were meant to see that intro music. Christopher is Streaming by Dan the Iconoclast. And then Dan, do you remember that? Do you remember that tune we made on Sino about a year or 2 years ago? What was it? The scrubs are streaming, and we are the best in the world. Well, Sino has actually, like all AI over the last couple of years, it's improved somewhat. And young Daniel, God bless him, decided to make a tune called Christopher is Streaming. Now, the problem is I want you to see the lyrics as well as hear it. So you're going to have to tell me. You're not going to have to. It'll be nice if you did, though. I'm so knackered. This novel has taken 8 weeks to write, but I work all day and then I write all night. And that's also disrupted my missus, who's now back in the gym because she was very paranoid about her appendix operation, but she's back in the gym, and that's it, 5 days a week. And so it's ruined her sleeping. And I nearly fainted today in the shopping centre. She wanted a bigger air fryer, and they're all names like Slal and Klunta. And I'm looking up on the internet, and in the shopping centre they're like $110. And I type the name and number into my phone, and it's like Alibaba, $12. And I said to her, Mrs. Look, let's just get Ninja make the best ones. We'll order one from England. The money sending it over will probably save us, and it will still work after 3 uses. But I all sort of just was, at my age, you can't work all day and write all night. Well, it turns out you can't anyway, but thankfully I've got the heavy lifting done. I'm very happy. I'm very proud. And thanks for all your encouragement. Everyone who reads my Substack, everyone who donates, it means the world to me because earning from writing has been my dream. That's what I want to do in life. And it's just about to start, really. And then I've got three more in the wood. And now I know I can write a viable novel in 8 weeks. I mean, it's going to need work, but it'll be out long before Christmas. I'm looking like October, November. So very exciting. But this was how the stream was meant to start. Now I need you to tell me whether you can hear it as well as see the lyrics. This is what I'm concerned you won't be able to do, because when I put the lyrics on the screen, I've got a funny feeling. Right, hang on. I've got a funny feeling that when I do that. So now, how do I play the music? Why is there's no lyrics there? Thanks. Oh, this is excuse me, people. When you call something an asleep stream, it's not an exaggeration. Where is that? Downloads. I don't think I can play. I don't think I can show you the lyrics and play the music. What do you reckon, Packer? What about if I? Can you do that like half screen jobby? Maybe I can do that. Maybe I can do that. No, it doesn't like that. Maybe if I start playing the music and then drag the lyrics over. So what I need you people to do, namely you down there, son, is tell me if you can still hear the music when I drag the lyrics on the screen. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool song. So this is called Christopher is Streaming by Dan the Iconoclast. Here we go. If you've got headphones on, be careful it doesn't blow your ears out or whatever. And let me know if the music stops when the lyrics go on the screen. And right, so just first thing, tell me you can hear it. All right, could you hear that? You could hear that, Packer? You nodding your head, son? Right, so you could hear that, right. So when I do this, can you still hear it, Packer? And can you see the lyrics? Can you see the lyrics? No. Okay. Hang on. Right, that couldn't have gone worse, could it? Did you just see me there at the end going like that and like looking and trying to play it? Terrible opener. I do want you to hear the song though. Can you cope with it without the lyrics, because it is very funny. He talks about Hugh and him and why they stopped going. So we'll give it one more go. Right, without the lyrics, it will just be the music, like I usually do with an audio intro. Oh, hang on, Packer, can you see me and a little square of the audio? That. So we might have a. Right, hang on, people. Hang on, we might have a little workaround here. Because if I do that and then bring that over here, now I can't see, so this makes it complicated. So if I take that, so in theory, if I balance my hand on the microphone, right, so you can see those, can you see those lyrics? Are they in focus, Packer? When they were a minute ago, like that? Or are they backwards? Oh, it's all good. All right, well, let's give it a go then. I'll try and keep it in time. And then it went and done that. Right, let's rock it. I've already got cramp in my arm.
Christopher is streaming from Cambodia, broadcasting from his base of evil. Papers say support xenophobia. England is in upheaval. Yeah, he sounds like Russell Brand, but it couldn't be more different. He did a show with Hugh and Dan. Both were always drunk and belligerent, but now he's settled down. He's building a house, never going back to London town. Christopher is streaming from Cambodia, broadcasting from his base of evil. Papers say support xenophobia. England is in upheaval. They used to talk about all sorts of shit. Sometimes it could be depressing, but overall they did their bit. And now things are progressing, but then Hugh retired and Dan got banned. Now Chris is building a house on jungle land. Christopher is streaming from Cambodia, broadcasting from his base of evil. Papers say support xenophobia. Journalists are fucking weasels. Oh, yeah.
Nothing like a saxophone solo. Grabs you by the heart.
He's not law picking, he's just grifting. He needs to get back to weightlifting. Christopher is streaming from Cambodia, broadcasting from his base of evil. Papers say support xenophobia. England is in toss the Guardian in a fucking landfill. Oh yeah.
Now, fair play, Dan. I'm sorry the presentation wasn't as good as it could have been. I mean, it was actually as bad as it could have been. That was a terrible show of technique. Kind of ironic that I'm showing the power that we've got at our AI fingertips with things like that, and yet I'm manually holding the camera to get the lyrics off the screen. But think about it. Think about how the music industry has changed so much over the last 20 years. Bands used to make money by selling albums. Think about that. Think about Definitely Maybe, Oasis. Think about Parklife, Blur. The 90s. Remember the 90s? It was the best. The best. It was the end. It was the orgy at the end of an empire. And they'd make millions off of record sales. But now, no. So a friend said to me that he's in the music industry. He's not an A&R person or management, but he works. I think it's just like a runner or something. But he said the amount of effort that goes into selling merch. A band will go on tour, and when you used to go and see a band, even like a big band, like a well-known band, there'd be like a few sort of paste tables with a few T-shirts stacked up and a couple of CDs. Well, now they'll spend an absolute packet making a really nice booth with like some sexy chicks, in their underwear and that, and actually try and push merchandise, T-shirts like 40 quid and hooded tops like 80 quid, official tour, because it's very hard to make money out of it. I think on Spotify you have to have something like 10 million plays to earn like a few hundred quid. Obviously, I take you all realise Dan didn't sing that. No humans were involved in the production of those sounds as such. At the same time, they were produced in all of them. But that's just, Dan would have just, because I know the software. You can try it out for free. We've done it on this channel, Sino, Sino. You just sort of select your genre. When you pay, you can get a bit more detailed than that. Select your genre, pop in some lyrics. You get ChatGPT to write your lyrics if you want. You could get Canva to make a video for that, in a matter of seconds. It's an interesting time for culture. Speaking of interesting time for culture, so some of that culture. How are you, son?
Hello.
That was a shocking introduction, wasn't it?
I'm all right. How are you? I'm drunk, by the way. Just so you know.
I've dropped. What? As in Emma Glass?
No, drunk.
That sort of drop.
Drunk as
You're
in...
drunk. Oh, you're all right, mate. Drink on. Oh, yeah, the old cinnamon booze. Yeah.
Well, I was 2 hours into it when you went, I'm coming on stream. So here I am.
As drunk as you want, man. Yeah. Be as drunk.
I'll try not to say various words or phrases.
You're all right. Emma said missed as opposed to pissed. She spelt it wrong. Hello, Marzipan. Good to see you. Hello, Doc Shelley.
I've pissed you too, Emma.
Go on, Packer. I could do with a bit more input from you actually today.
No, I said I've pissed you too, Emma, being as you turned it that way.
Is he flirting with Emma Glass? Is that what's happening here? I'm sort of slightly off piste here. He's caught me out. We'll get the grift out of the way. You can donate entropy and buy me a coffee at the top of the YouTube chat. Do that. Do it. I need the money to get this novel out. Or super chats. The good old classic YouTube. It's at the bottom of the YouTube, super chats. That's it. Thank you for everyone who donated last time on that Buy Me a Coffee. I hope you enjoyed your personalised video replies. That would be very cool. I haven't really got a lot to say. Actually I have, because you can talk about where you are, and I watched, I think I've told you before, there's a channel called Film Courage, and they interview screenwriters. They occasionally interview like a novel writer, but mainly screenwriters. But it's kind of interesting for me anyway. And this bloke said, he said it was only when he lost his job that he realised that it was only when he lost his job that he made a success out of being a writer. And all his life, he was like, that's my dream to earn a living as a writer. And he said, and he lost his job, and he thought, I've got no skills. I've got no, all I can do is write. And the job I've just lost is because there's no work in that industry anymore because the damn computers have taken it all over. So he did. And he said, the sacrifices he had to make because he needed time to himself. And when he had like 4 kids, all under 10 years old, he had a wife who wasn't completely all there, and they all. And he said he had to wait for them all to go to bed, and they'd start writing at midnight, and they'd stop about 8 in the morning, couple of hours sleep, and then get up, make all the kids breakfast, get them all to school, drive them to school, get home. And he said it's just a question of having to do it. You find the time. And he said the joy that he has achieved from, he says he has sold a lot of books. I mean, he's not like a mega seller, but he's done like over 1 million books. Not one thing, he's got a few out. But he said the joy of feeding his family, and better than he did in his previous job. And of course, now he's got an office and a bigger house, and he can lock the door. And they've got a maid to help the missus so that he doesn't have to drive the kids to school and all this sort of stuff. He said, why wouldn't you have to make sacrifices to get a life like that? You can't expect the world to come and sit on your lap and go, oh, go on, we're going to help you out. Some people do. Some people get lucky. Some people are born into it. But people like him and people like me and probably like most scrubs, you have to make sacrifices. And I'm desperate to start writing another novel. The big one's finished. It needs editing, and I just can't afford that. No editor will do an 800-page novel who hasn't already been working with me for 3 years like the other one. That's going to cost a fortune. So I can get this one done, though. But I'm not going to do that simply because I'm burning out, nearly fainting in the shopping centre. While my missus is asleep, I'll say this. It's lovely having a young bird. It's got its pros, and they're mainly all pros, to be honest with you. But one of the hard things is feeling like an old man. Like sometimes I'm really aware of like getting up in the mornings. Like the other day, I had to open my eyes manually. They wouldn't open. I didn't have now this isn't something that I've got. It's because I haven't been sleeping enough. But my eyes were just like that. Like you can see, I'm developing these bags that I used to have as a young man from staying up all weekend. But I was going like that, and she was talking to me, and I had to sort of go to get them open, and it's sort of like, yeah, and I just start. It was almost like the fear of fainting was going to make me faint as well. I just thought, imagine everyone surrounding me, ambulance called, and my missus there going, "No, it's all right," and I'm going, oh, "Sorry, darling," like having a stroke or something. What is it? Fear, or what they call it? Fast, face, anus, stretcher, terrible. You have to remember that acronym or something. And
It's face.
Yeah, it is. Is it face? I'm sure it's fast. What is it, people? What's the acronym
I should
for
know.
that? Having a stroke. You should working in a place where it happens.
I've just done all my training. I've spent 2 days this week doing training. It's been absolutely horrific. Honest to God. I learned to wash my hands 4 times last week.
Oh, I thought about that this week. It's where they make sure you do the overhand as well, isn't it? They like that one.
Yeah, but you have to do all these different videos, and hand washing is in hand washing, basic food hygiene, the one where you don't spread shit about, whatever that is, and another one. and you have to do them all. And I'm just like, I don't care. Look, seriously, I'm the maintenance man, yeah, in a
I was
nursing
about
home.
to say, how
If
much
it
food are
comes
you
to the point
preparing?
where I am diagnosing your grandma for anything, my nursing home is fucked up. If it
That's what
comes
I
to the
was
point where
thinking.
I'm saving your life for in any circumstances, yeah, my nursing home is. I'm the maintenance man, right?
That's exactly what I
Honest,
thought. If it came to
yeah,
you making them food, something's gone wrong at
yeah,
that
but I
place
have to
at quite
learn it
high
all.
level.
Oh, God.
John Fused says I can't post in the chat for some reason,
No, we
and
can.
then
Well, you can all see him.
he's posted another one. I can't type in the chat. I donated another £2. Are there other not? Thank you, John, for those super chats. But I think we can all see your other. Hello, Neil. Long time no see. Nice to see you, mate. Is there any other? Hello, Tom. Are there any other John Fuse posts in the chat that aren't? Hello, Hoax. Hello, Fat.
I
How are you,
said earlier
son?
before you got here, and I said hello to him.
So we could see him earlier. I must admit, I can't see any now. Maybe you said something naughty, John, and yeah, but they wouldn't let you pay. Hello, Leon. What a pleasure. We won't have adverts like that around here. Pissery debunked. I think you might be right, John. I don't know what's happened there. Hello, Charlie. Who's that? Charlie Sparkles. Just gone there. Hello, Sheila. Dotty. Sorry. Good Lord. BZ. Yeah, exactly. Ugly truth. Exactly. I mean, ridiculous. I remember I went to buy a football shirt, the first one I ever bought, and it was something like 80 quid for a t-shirt. And they're not the ones the players wear. You can buy them, but they're like about 200 quid, like specially, so that they could absorb sweat and keep you cool and all that. As if. Emma went to Oasis live, 25 pop-up shop, 75 for a hoodie. Good Lord. Good Lord. I agreed. It did have that sense, that video. It very much did have that sense. Anyway, thank you, John. I don't know what's happening. That's weird. Yes, Willow, Palantir is. I mean, the markets are very weird at the moment. It's earnings season. I think I'm going to sell my flatliners, chuck it on AMD, and I think after the AMD earnings call, that's going to go up. I can see AMD being $200 by Christmas. But you know why I can see that? Because I'm guessing, because I want it to. I have actually got Buy Me a Coffee live, so I will see any that come through. If I don't call them, let me know. Okay. I don't know if you people have seen this. This is amazing as well. Where is it? It's worth the wait, people. So on some of my latest videos, not on my streams, on some of my latest videos, there's this thing. Hang on, I've got to pause it quickly. Pause because it gets in quite quick. On some of my latest videos, it goes, oh, there's these Southeast Asian girls, and they go, oh, Chris Denshaw's making another video, yeah, oh, and
I
yeah.
haven't
So
noticed
Brick
them.
Dictator made that. Hmm?
I haven't noticed them, mate.
No, just
None of
just
them in the bikinis on the boat.
no, over your head.
Didn't see them.
Well, he sent me another one. Now, Scrubs, if you don't know, the latest grift on the firm, and Dan, the iconoclast, while we were talking about that song he sent me, I told him about the Scrubs wall, and he said he described it as a wholesome grift. And I think that balances it out. But if you don't know, I'm building an house in the jungle with my missus to live in and die in. That's the fact of the matter. But I said for 20 quid, you can have a brick where I will engrave your Scrub's name into it, or anything you want, as long as it's not too long, like a sentence or a quote or something. And that is the current state of affairs of how many people are going to be on the Scrubs wall. So that's quite amazing. So all you do is chuck 20 quid in, buy me a coffee, Entropy or Super Chat. Buy me a coffee is probably the best one, or Entropy. And tell me what you want on your Scrubs brick. Now,
Put a brick in the
brick
jungle
dictator.
lair.
Yeah, I didn't hear you, but I just said yeah.
Yeah. Put a brick in the
Hang on a
jungle lair,
minute.
is what I said. Let's get this built.
Jungle Lair, yeah. What's the original of Apocalypse Now? What's the original? It's based on a novel, isn't it? Oh, come on, man.
Well, you know, I
Wolfie, I've
don't
got to
read.
mention
Lumi's
you
here
as well.
somewhere.
Oh, I'm
Lumi
sure
read.
plenty more people know this one. It's just, I'm just not awake. Hello, Cheeky Chops. What an absolute pleasure. That's it. Heart of Darkness. That's it. Geezer goes out to live in the jungle and tame the savages and ends up. It's, Colonel Kurtz. It's that story. That's what it is. Thank you, people. That's it. Conrad. That's the author. Why am I saying that? I can't remember. Something you distracted me. Anyway, Brick Dictator, who made the first video. It's very quick, but this is he done a little plug for the Scrubs wall. So check this out. Don't blink.
Please donate me 20 money, big, so I can get a brick in Chris Dangerfield new house. That would make me so happy.
That's brilliant.
I think it deserves another play, actually.
Please donate me 20 money, big, so I can get a brick in Chris Dangerfield new house. That would make me so happy.
Please donate me 20 money, big. I said to him, that's amazing. He said, my wife taught me that line. And that is how a lot, I've got to be a little bit careful, but that is how a lot of people out here talk. They say, they like to say things twice, like same, but different. And also, like, when my missus wants to say little, it's dick. The word for little is dick. So if I get into a tuk-tuk or something and I want to be friendly, I'll say to him, "Da bom sokso by day," and he'll say, "Ba sokso by day, kyom tuaga Raul Alani," and I'll understand him, but then they think you're fluent. That's the problem of having a few good lines. And so they start talking to you, and then I'll reply to him and I'll say, bon, knyom nie kamai dick. And that means I speak Khmer a little bit. But when I had my Khmer teacher and I said that to him, I'd say dick. He said, why are you saying it twice? He said, you sound like a little girl. And I said, well, my missus does. And he said, yeah, all the girls do. He said, you're an old man. This was years ago, like when he was teaching me. But they do it with chop as well. They do it with chop, I go, what are you doing? You go, I got carrots, chop. And it's like, okay. It's just, as someone who considers themselves a linguist, but not a historical linguist, Lord knows where that come from. Is it just cute, do you think?
Yeah. My missus sometimes says things in a little girl way,
right.
which is cute.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, mine does as well. She's usually dressed like a wedding
Don't
cake.
know what they're doing.
Pack of Pissed is excellent. They know what they're doing. Hang on a minute. It looks like Doc Shelley for another brick in the wall. Doc, I'll put you on it now. Do you want Doc Shelley? I'll look at your next message, and whatever your next message is will be your brick in the wall. Nice one, Doc Shelley. That's Machano. Yeah, so weirdly, Ian, like little penis. Let's see. Right, I want to put a massive shout out to Wolfie. Because two reasons. So a couple of streams back, I said that when I first met Wolfie, he punched me in the face. Now, I did go on to say he didn't punch me in the face. He gave me one of those on the forehead. Now, in any other circumstance, I wouldn't have mentioned it, but because I'm a bit prone to headaches, I don't like people punching me in the head, or even. And I think it was meant quite friendly anyway. Why would someone just go the first time they met you? I got a customer who bought 250 quid tool, and he said it don't work. I want a refund. I said, yeah. I said, well, if it don't work, I can send you a replacement. As soon as someone says it don't work, I want a refund, it's a scam. They've changed their mind. They could just say that by law. It's an Amazon purchase. But I said, well, all right, then we'll refund it. Here's the return address. He said, I can't return it. I'm disabled. And I was like, well, you have to. You've probably got a carer. Can you not ask them to just, I'll send you a return label. We'll pay for the return, which is another horrible thing that Amazon makes you do. So I've paid for the shipping there and back. And he just went, didn't you listen? I'm disabled. I can't return it. And then he went, how about half the money? I mean, just so many red flags. And then I put out in the Scrubs lifeboat, anyone live near Eastbourne can pick something up for me. There's a drink in it for you. And Wolfie come through. He said, I'm fucking skint. He said, that's a bus journey. I give him the sort of address, not exactly the address. And he come through. He said, I'll do that for you. And I trust him. I can't see him stitch me up. Nothing in it for him. And so I've written to this bloke and I said, look, I've got a courier. He'll come and collect it. You haven't got to worry. Give me a day and a time and he'll come and collect it. And he wrote back and he went, I can't have a courier come around. I'm disabled. I was just... and I just wrote back to him and said, listen, I'm trying to help you here. If you can give me a date and a time, I'll send a courier around. And he hasn't written back since then. Now, I'm still going to sort Wolfie out. Not as much as I would have done if I'd have got the tool back, but I think that's fair play. That's
nice one, Wolfie.
Yeah, give Wolfie some love in the chat, people, because that's asking someone, to get up, walk, get on a bus, go somewhere. He doesn't know. It might be a disabled bloke. It might be a load of do as you like. He's ready to fucking wrap a lump of wood around his house, having the cheek to come around and try and collect it. But he said, do it. So I will scrape some coinage together from my failing business and sort him out. And Wolfie, all jokes aside, really appreciate that. It's very kind of you, because it allowed me to, tell this bloke, you ain't getting a
call out the
refund.
shit bag.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. Nice one.
Yeah, it was good. It was really handy. Really handy. But I won't go into all that because it's involving other people, but there's some, some customers that the things they come out with blow your minds. When they suss themselves up, it's beautiful. When they say it doesn't, the motor doesn't work, you press the button and nothing happens. And you back and forth, say, no, listen, as I've told you 10 times, in the video you sent me, you've still got the sticker on the battery that is stopping the terminal from there's no connection. And then he went, no, I put that back on just to, return it to you. And I wrote something back to him. Anyway, in the end, he come back with, it didn't open any locks in the first place, though. Oh, so it did work. I sent that back to him, never heard from him again. Yeah, it's lovely when that happens. Fat says that my theory is that baby talk is the origin of regional accents. Yeah, but where would they have got it from? That makes absolutely no sense. 6 year little drawings. Marzipan got in a row for using slang or colloquialisms during my Dutch lessons. I see someone used some kind of estuary English slang on Twitter or something, Semiagog said, Yeah, he said, I think it's that sort of estuary thing. Dangerfield uses a few on his stream. Uses a few. I've got a little list of them on post-it notes around the monitor, so I can drop it in. I don't think he meant that, though. I've got to get him on, though. I've got to get him on and tear him to pieces about meaning. I feel like our last engagement didn't it was left. There was loose strings. Yes, just Doc Shelley. All right, mate. Not a problem. Thank you very much. You will be cut. You'll be etched into not only the history of the channel, but the history of literature. Doc Shelley. Here we go.
When we
There's your
watch the
grip.
video of the attack helicopters coming in and blasting it all flat, your name will be on that wall.
There you go. No, when you watch the video of the ambulance turning up because of the cobra bite I took on my ankle, and that's got to get to 5 hours drive to Phnom Penh before I cark it, you'll just see the blur of Doc Shelley go past in the background. You know, video it, put it on loop, use it as your ringtone or something. My sort of withering legs going past us.
If you ever get a proper road built, we might one day get it on Google Earth.
There is a proper road there, actually. There is a main road. I've got to put the fan on. Sorry, people. Oh, lovely. I can't go as far as showing you where I live on Google Earth. I could probably show you somewhere nearby.
Show us a picture of the jungle. Go there.
I don't think Doc Shelley. I just want to really thank you for that because it's funny and that, but it is also helping me get my life together. Finally, going to have a book in the shops. I can't wait. Marzipan said that Amsterdammers said he speaks Dutch like a farmer. It sounds like a saying, that, doesn't it? It sounds like it means more than it probably does. My missus said I speak Khmer like a child. I'm just going to mute myself while I let some methane out.
Yeah, well, she taught you to speak Khmer, and we've just been through that she speaks childish because she repeats things twice.
She certainly contributed, yeah. I mean, she also puts me into a false sense of ability because she understands everything I say in Khmer, whereas when I go out. But as my teacher told me, he said, don't be disheartened when you speak Khmer to a Khmer person and they just look at you confused, because they can't comprehend the fact that a Barang is speaking Khmer. So they won't give you the benefit of the doubt. They'll think you're just talking German or Italian, or they won't, because it's obviously my accent. Like, listen to this, right? Listen to these words. Dong, 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 dong. They all mean different things.
That's 5 different words, yeah?
Yeah. And I would have got them wrong.
2 or 3 of those.
They were probably more different than if my missus has done it. It is quite funny, though, if sometimes my girlfriend wants me to buy 2 coconut water drinks, well, coconut milk, but it's water, it's not like cream or anything. And I have to, so she'll say to me, Loi Paday, which is like husband, which is very sweet. She'll go, Loi Paday, Loi Paday, Tao ding dong duck be ban day. Tao ding dong duck be ban day. That's it. Tao ding dong duck be ban day.
That's just a tongue twister. No, it is. Say it 5 times. Get faster.
Give it a go, Packer. Ready? Loi Paday.
Loi Paday.
Tao
ding duck.
No. Tao ding dong duck.
Tao ding dong duck. Loi Paday. Tao ding dong duck.
Ban day. Ban day. You almost had it first time.
Give me it all.
Amazing.
Give me it all.
My girlfriend's sister, who used to be able to speak English but forgot because she stopped working in bars, when she gets drunk, she can speak it. Right, ready?
Yeah.
Loipaday, Dao Ding Dong Duck Ban Day.
Lloyd Bidet, Dow Ding Dong Duck Damn Bidet.
There's something else in there, I think, but yeah, they'll know. They'll know. It is very cool, though.
Right, so I used to work for a security company in London, and they employed Africans. And Africans, especially Nigerians, have the weirdest fucking names. They're just like, when they write them down in English, it's just a bunch of consonants with W's and Y's.
Right, like the Welsh.
Yeah, or just vowels with W's. It just doesn't, nothing makes any sense. When there was a guy who used to work for, he was a really nice lad, a Nigerian student, who was actually one of the nice ones, and his name was Iuawi. Yeah. Iuawi. And it was just a lot of vowels and W's and Y's. And when and he said, because they used to say, just call me Dave, you know.
Yeah. Well, it's funny, isn't it, that a lot of the Windrush generation, who probably had names like Iowawi, when they come over, they loads of old Jamaicans that I know, that it's like Winston and Churchill, not Churchill, sorry, and Lloyd. All
Yeah.
sort of these sort of, when you meet an old black man and what's your name? Chamberlain. Well, that's your first name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you sure? Is that on your birth certificate? Marzipan said, had koosh at the beach for the first time. I thought that was something to eat. I thought that was some Scottish food, but I mean, you took your dog to the beach. After bathing okay, he loved it after bathing and shitting his insides out. Burnt Island beach is closed right after our visit. Banning bathers and animals now due to shit. You took your dog down there. I remember the first time we took our little Staffy down to the beach in Paynton. And my missus was terrified he was going to go the other way, like back home. And that would have just been across. I mean, there's not many main roads in Paynton, but there's cars. And he just sprinted at that sea like a bullet. As soon as I let that lead off, and he died, he like jumped. Looked like he went about 6 meters, probably only a couple of foot, but it looked like he was like a cartoon. And when he went under, he came out of that faster than he went, and then he ran right back to like he didn't go back in. He must have thought that looks amazing. Yeah, it wasn't. But then he used to pick up stones, and he wouldn't let them out. He wouldn't let you have them. You'd have to wait for hours, and then he'd just sort of put one down. And if you could sort of just tease him away from the stone he put down, you could grab it. But when they opened his gut up because he couldn't plop anymore, they give us a bag of stuff like lumps of tarmac, stones the size of your fist, bits of metal, like you name it. It just nearly killed him.
Dogs are weird, aren't they? They will eat anything. Goats are the same, but goats haven't got as good a teeth or jaws, so they can't actually. Otherwise, they would, I think.
I thought the difference with goats was, though, I remember I had a friend, Toffee realised that Eastbourne is on the south coast. Very misleading. Write to the local council, Toffee, that's all I can say. Tell them. Maybe no one's ever told them.
That'll be a shock to them.
It would be interesting, 2 out of 10 interesting perhaps, to find out what the Bourne is. Does anyone know what the etymology of Bourne is? Because it could be east of the Bourne.
Bourne, as in the place?
No, the identity. Well, yeah, the word born, also spelled born, that doesn't help you lot, I know, has a few interrelated meanings and etymologies stemming from the Old and Middle English. Wait, isn't it weird whenever I look up the meaning of a word, always get the etymology as well because it helps me remember it. We remember things by association. That's how human memories work. So if ever I need to remember something, I want more stuff to do with it because then I've got a bigger pool of resources to remember that word. And it's good, as a writer, it's helpful to know etymologies. But you always come across this Indo-European thing. And I looked into it. A couple of years ago. The Indo-European roots of languages. I mean, we haven't got enough time or enough interest here. But if you're interested in language, check out the roots of Indo-European. And what a weird place the world was a few hundred years ago, or a couple of thousand years ago. Anyway, so it means stream, spring, or brook. But the Scottish, still in use, apparently, burn, spring or fountain. The Proto-Indo-European root means to boil or bubble, hence a connection between water flowing or bubbling. So it also can mean boundary. So it's like it could be east of the boundary or east of the stream or east of a stream that is a boundary. So not necessarily east of England. And I hope to have cleared that up for you in a entertaining and memorable manner.
Or Matt Damon might be stood over there.
There you go. There's that. Can you point north from where you are now? That way. Where's north from me? Hang on. That way. If you're sitting at home now, put in the chat if you can point north. Be honest. It's just a simple yes or no. Can you point north from where you're sitting now?
I actually, when I pointed towards Bourne, I pointed east when I should have pointed west, shouldn't I?
Yeah, but maybe you pointed to Eastbourne.
Yeah.
I think there might be a Westbourne. Isn't there a Westbourne? I don't know.
No, I don't think it's worth looking into just to justify which way I pointed.
Toffee said the babies in Liverpool say goo goo la la. No, thank you, Doc Shelley. It's an absolute pleasure. It certainly is, Doc. It is a lot. It's going to be a lot of work. I have this idea that I'm going to get a Dremel and really take time and show people how much it meant to me. But I've also got this horrible feeling that it might end up just being like a biro and bits of paper blue tacked on, a bit of cling film
Stencil and some
it.
spray paint.
That's the one. Thanks for that.
Got a degree, ain't you?
Now, got a couple of art degrees.
Yeah,
now,
there you go.
While we're on that, I do need people to help market my book, and it's a trick I've used before to market something. You get a clear stencil. I'll sort that out for you. It's a bit of acetate, so it's clear. And then you get a can of spray mount, which I'll also send to you. Anyone who's up for doing it, you'll get the package sent to you. And the acetate, the piece of acetate, has got the name of the book and the author and maybe something else. And then you get the spray mount. You put the clear acetate on the pavement and just go with the spray mount. And within a day and a half, the dust and pollution will cause that to say something. We were doing it on tube trains. I mean, properly illegal. But the thing is, on the cameras, there's nothing's showing. It's a clear bit of, so they can't really see the stencil. And then it looks like you're going like that, but nothing appears on the train. It only has to go through 2 or 3 tunnels, and by the end of the Northern Line, it had my first novel on it. So, not being in England, I will need a few people to do some guerrilla marketing for my book. You will have to get down to London town, though. It's just a question of footfall. You know, if you live like in the middle of nowhere, you do the same amount of work, but only 20 people see it. Whereas if you can get that done on Old Compton Street, for instance,
There was, Chris, there was a bloke in America. There was a bloke in America who done a very similar thing. He sent out, or he did a stencil, and he went and cleaned the pavement and cleaned
He done
council
the
walls.
opposite.
Yes, he cleaned his name into the pavement. And it's like,
That's
if the council doesn't want your name there and your advert there, go clean the fucking pavement then. Do what the council's supposed to do.
You'd need like a high pressure cleaner, wouldn't you?
Yes, but that's what he
That's
went around
what
and
he
did.
did.
And
That's
he
quite
did it down the
interesting.
he did it everywhere. It was brilliant
So
marketing. Was it like,
that's
'cause
actually
obviously the
better.
police were called, and he's like, "What am I doing wrong? I'm cleaning the pavement."
I'm thinking that's actually better because in a court of law, you've
Yeah,
removed dirt from a
yeah,
public
it's
place.
clean.
Is that a criminal offence?
Probably not.
Yeah. But I'm going to come up with some
However,
other
there
stuff.
are. But, I mean, try steam cleaners or something. Look into it because you can get
What's
little
his name?
handheld steam cleaners.
What is
Can't you?
it? Oh, little
Steam cleaner,
handheld steam cleaners. All right, yeah,
yeah,
I'll make a note of that.
like just little stencils. Then you can put them anywhere.
There's another thing I'm going to do as well. You know, public signs that, you know, like fire exit and all that. Or you can adapt them. You can just get a lot of stickers made and stick them on it so that it's a different sign. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
When everyone was doing 100-handers, I was talking to Mark Collette about all this sort of stuff. You know, there's one where it's actually a white figure and there's an arrow and a door open and it's sort of like fire exit this way, but you can just put a bit of lettering under it, you know, a sticker underneath it, and you can change the meaning of a sign that's already there. And when you got a white man running away, it's yeah. Oh, I can see it
they
now.
used to
Oh, wow.
on the underground. It used to say above the doors, obstructing the doors causes delay and can be dangerous.
That's it.
Right? And people used to scrub out the letters until it said, obstruct the doors, cause delay, and be dangerous.
That's a good one. My favourite train announcement, because I used to say it on the trains as well in the London Underground. Can you please move out the way of the doors obstruct? Because when they hit you, they open again, don't they? If your bag's there.
Yeah.
But I remember being at Bristol Temple Meads on my way to Totnes once, and the train was like 20 minutes late, and it's pulled in, so everyone's picked up their bags and all that, and they've walked over to it, but the doors haven't opened, and everyone's like, fucking hell. You know, and another 5, 10, 15 minutes, no one's saying a word, the doors haven't opened. And then you heard the tannoy come on, and he went, ladies and gentlemen, the train at platform 2 is totally fucked.
That's right. There was this is Kingston Air Traffic Control. We are not in at the moment. Please land your plane after the beep.
Well, where's that from?
Oh, that's a fucking Lenny Henry when he was funny.
Yeah. Okay. I think you said more on today's stream than all other streams together, Packer.
Yeah, sorry, I'm several hours into drinking.
No, I appreciate it because I'm absolutely flagging. I have got something to show you though. So how much of that bottle have you done?
I did half of it last night and went to bed early, and now I'm there. I started sort of, hang on, where am I? There. What's there at lunchtime, and it's now.
Did you not wake up after doing half a bottle of whiskey thinking, whew?
No, see, we've been through this, haven't we?
I don't know.
I don't get hangovers anymore. It doesn't happen because I eat properly.
Isn't it not more likely that it's because you drink all the time?
No, because I don't drink all the time, Chris. Like,
Well, right, what have we got here?
I
This has got
certainly don't
some.
drink any every day by any means. I'll get drunk twice a week. Like that bottle there, I'll do in 2 days, but that's all I'm going to drink this week. At all. Like,
It's not
is
what
that?
your missus is.
Oh, is it not now? Come here, come here. No, you just don't ask what you said. You're just having a beating. Oh,
I was only joking.
I can go forth apparently.
Emma said dick dong, which is the highlight of my day so far. I bet she smiled and giggled when she wrote it as well, which would be lovely. I don't know what's going on here, but Toffee's now telling Wolfie to do a gay tour of the south coast. I don't know about that.
Toffee likes to wind up, yeah.
Didn't Celtic beat someone 3-0 yesterday or something? I'm sure there was. Tom's just gone for a simple bing bong. I'm so behind on the chat. Nah, she's great stuff, my missus. Are Cambodians always pissed? A lot of the blokes are. A lot of the blokes do drink every night, yeah. It's quite weird though. Explaining to them that alcohol's quite bad for you. They haven't got a clue. I'm like, it's not that good for you, like to do all the time. There you go. There you go. Oh, listen to this horrible little story. If you think your life ain't going too well, listen to this. So I've got to be a little bit careful. She's likely asleep, but if some of the language I use sounds a little bit unnecessarily poncy, it's because I'm encrypting it a bit. So a good associate of my other half, a lady, she works the bars, and occasionally she'll do a proper bar job, which means leaving the bar, and she got one in the oven, and when it come out, it was white, and her boyfriend is 16, and the father of the kid gives money to the girl to look after the kid because she can't work anymore because she's looking after a kid. And she told him to go and see his family and see him eat for a few weeks. She said she'll be all right, just take a bit of time off work. We got money coming in. So he did. And the Barang father came and saw his child and stayed with her. And for a surprise, the boyfriend came back. And there he was with his love of his life, first love, his baby that isn't his, and the actual father sitting there with his missus. Now here's where it gets, that's awful enough. But what makes it really painful is, you'd think you'd just cuff him, wouldn't you? Just fuck off. But then the money dries up. He had to just put up with it. They sat there having a few beers, talking politely, not mentioning the fact that that kid is whiter than white, and the mother and so-called father are very dark brown.
Well, that's on him, though, isn't it? I hear what you're saying, Chris, but he didn't create any of that situation.
No, I know, but I think what makes it difficult is I'm not blaming anyone.
I'm not being funny. I brought up a stepchild for 15 years. Okay, I ain't being funny about this. Okay, I've been there and done that. But it is on him. That's the situation. If he wants to love her, that's what he has to do.
Well, okay, but what makes the situation harder is the financial aspect.
Yeah.
It's difficult, isn't it? It is difficult. It's hard to see. Anyway, let's watch one of the Ireland boys having a fight. It's absolutely pathetic because they think they're gangsters. Actually, he has a fight with a bloke who brags about. Oh, I'm going to end up showing you the old video actually. A bloke about he gang raping white girls. He just outright just says him and his mates do it, and he says, you know, the girl didn't want it. We just done it. Like it's like what? Actually, I'm not going to show that because there are some funny fighting scenes. I mean, they both fancy themselves as gangsters, and you know, I'm not a great fighter, but I can fight. And neither of these two can. Check out. This is like a school fight. You know, these are blokes in their mid-20s. They wouldn't survive in Dartford like a week if you just wait till you see them. There's just nothing happening. Yeah, check it. So it's the Island Boys. I think the other geezer's called Charleston or something, but he's a grapist and fuck him anyway. It's quite a good channel actually. Rags put me onto it. So check out a bit of the fighting.
White. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to dive into a live reaction of...
That's his name, Charleston White. So this is Charleston White. Fly Soldier is the other Island boy. I can't remember what this one's called, but it's not Fly Soldier. But just check out. Yeah, but Dotty, it's not a good old scrap. It's I've seen girls fighting better than this. Hello, Jedi. Check it.
The fight and watch two absolute internet mongs go at it with each other.
Before we watch it, you've got to remember that these blokes have spent years on the internet talking about how they smash people and how they drop people with one punch, and you know these toffee
Grown men, everybody.
Yeah, and you know they've sort of stood up in live streams and said, you know, if you want to go now, let's just go now. You know, all this sort of front. But when it actually comes to it, absolutely humiliating for the pair of them.
Oh, he smacked him.
Charleston White hits Fly Soldier straight away. Whatever his name is.
Let's go, Uh-oh. Go take a point away. Oh, look at me.
So obviously that's Charleston White, and obviously that's the better thing to be looking at. I do like a bikini and trainers. I mean, bikini and heels, obviously. Just a bird. So this is a really awful person.
Smiling.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Look at the
this
state
is
of
the...
So it's Kodiak Red.
That's his name. So the other Island boy is called Kodiak Red. I suppose there's some meaning there somewhere. I would say these two blokes have never had a fight in their lives before. That's what it looks like to me.
In the red corner
is the piece of crap rapist Charleston White.
Hey, and you got
Beard
in the corner. I can see it.
Aidan Ross cheating on Charleston White.
Oh, by the way, he's about 45, and the Island boy, I think, he's about 23.
Meet him, bro, so I can just laugh, bro.
Fucking go up.
Sorry,
Come on.
Chris.
Why he didn't bring his twin with him?
We did the video.
Go on, you're
Ugly
right.
truth.
What's happening?
Ugly truth. Being ugly truth. Funny
I
listening.
don't. Hang on, I'm so far
Just killing
behind.
me.
Yeah, there is. It's a weird one. It funny listen. There you go.
Sorry.
Hello there, R4 Lights. Nice to see you. Here we go.
And you got Taylor in the corner. I can see it.
Aidan Ross cheating on Charleston
I
White.
never met him. I always wanted to meet him, bro, so I can just laugh, bro.
Fucking go up.
Well, forward through all this pantomime nonsense. Here we go.
Look at all, man.
Get ready, guys.
Can we?
It's like,
Right, remember, these are grown men. I know I keep saying it, but it really puts it into context. These are grown men who have been giving it the large. Leon, I would bum that Island boy. I love a straight up gay. Fair play. Starving Marvin Hagler is also great. Good work. Cassius Gay. This is great. This is great. Grown men is also amazing. Here we go. If you don't know, by the way, the Island Boys are so low down the celebrity ladder. They've now got an OnlyFans account where they do it with each other. That's actually Lartus. I nearly said that was the highlight of the whole clip. Actually, those beautifully breasted young ladies that were there, but unfortunately, we're going to have to watch these twats. But yeah, think about all the large they've been giving it, and when it comes to it, hello Crusher Great, by the way, also Honey Monster, hello, and Duper Guy, hello, and also there was one more, hello Cadolf, I hadn't said hello to you, and I hadn't said hello to, there are 4 likes. I will catch up with more, hello Lars as well, of course. Here we go, hello Joshua Kavanagh. I didn't say hello to you, but I engaged with you. Here we go.
So Kodiak Red is like half the age of Charleston White.
Wait, what's that?
Okay, we got a little kiss and fest already.
What is that?
Come on.
I'm trying to time him out. I'm trying to time him out.
It's like,
By the way, I haven't watched all this. This is a completely live reaction.
Loosen up.
I've seen a few clips.
that's 48-year-old man. Jab. That's good.
Okay, so he's 48, Charleston White. I wonder if he's going to try and grape Kodiak Red like he does with his...
If we can just go back a few seconds there, and I'll get the pause done.
White. I wonder if he's going...
There you go. Just taking a picture of her iPhone there on the left. Isn't it amazing? The reality of the world is there's all this going on here, and I could look at that for hours. Just look at it, enjoy it. And this is really doesn't. I might as well just show some sexy birds on the channel. I do frequently. So.
I'm going to try and grape Kodiak Red like he does with his white women.
Doing UFC at that motherfucker.
What is this?
I probably shouldn't chat too much crap because I would like to get on one of these events, the Aidan Ross events. We're not going to be doing too much technique breakdown because, as you can see, there's not much going on.
Good movement, yeah, good head movement. No, just keep your head still, that's good.
Okay. Charleston White laughing.
Anyone throwing a jab yet?
Body shots with zero power by Kodiak Red.
The old slap in the hip there.
You should call him Kodiak C Red. He sees red, bro. Okay, Charleston White in Southport. Almost a nice left hand by Charleston. There we go. Punching underwater in slow-mo. Kodiak is lifting his back leg up as he's throwing his right hand. But it's okay. These two are complete beginners, but they are degenerates. So it's okay to make fun. If they were nice, upstanding people and nice contributing members of society, we would be nice. That's how it works here on this channel. We always give people respect.
I don't want to take the tone down too much, but I want you to hear the awful things this bloke says. Right, this is that fella that you just saw slapping around that other slapper. Listen to what he says.
Charleston White. Now, I don't really know too much about Charleston. I think he is a bit of a gangster, and apparently he's wanted by a lot of people because when...
I can't understand why he isn't in prison, or I just don't get it. But you'll hear what he says, and I do apologise. It's awful.
King Von, the rapper, died. Charleston White went online and was talking crap about him and talking crap about all of his homies.
That little shit you said about King Von? Nah, I already know where you at right now. So I need you to apologize right now. I'm finna come around that corner. I'm gonna give you 10 seconds. You scared now? Don't look. 1.
It's all right. I haven't got a clue what he's saying either.
10 seconds.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. King Von all over again.
Okay. I'm glad you feel that way. Okay.
King Von mama all over again.
Oh, okay.
Right. So that's the sort of bloke he is. But this is the awful bit. All right, here we go.
And snitching on himself, do the talking for me. And big shout out to Abbott and Preach for clipping all this together. This is Charleston White talking on the Fresh and Fit podcast about how he pretty much used to grape white women. Proper piece of crap.
We used to run trains on white girls.
Why are they laughing about that? I don't see what's funny about that.
Robin Hood.
And it's a huge podcast as well, the Fresh and Fit podcast. These two geezers are reacting to it because it's hideous.
We used to do it without permission. So it's not like she came over and said, hey, I want to sleep with all you guys.
Yeah.
We say, hey, man, that white girl like you. Get over here. And then we put...
Oh,
yeah. We just come in with dicks out.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
We might have to go off Twitch. Yeah. Okay, Twitch.
Yeah, dude literally just got on camera and pretty much admitted she didn't want it. We just showed up with dicks out and things happened. Not only out here self-snitching, but you doing shit that's fucking disgusting.
I verbally abuse women. You got it, and I'm mentally abusive, and I do some psychological abuse. It all warns what to do. I'm a man that strongly believe that some women need their ass whooped and they push too. So I'll advocate rape too for some people.
Whoa! I told you. Hey, yo! I told you.
Yeah,
we might have to go off Twitch. Yeah. Okay, Twitch.
Hey, yo. Hold on, homie. You got to think about it. We're kids, right? We're kids.
Yeah.
Because not only
it was a different era. It was a different time. Yeah, that was a culture
trains?
back then, unfortunately.
Okay.
We keep.
It was a different time. It was a different era. I'm not sure if I know of a different time when that sort of behaviour was acceptable and they're just all laughing at it. It's there you go, Ruski's called it out. That'll stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's unreal.
Yeah. And
yeah, imagine me and you talking like that.
That is absolutely it. If you imagine saying, "Oh no, we used to just get black girls round and they didn't want it, and the four of us would just make them have it. We abused them mentally, physically." Later he says that we used to put crack in their cigarettes, so that while they were smoking, they didn't know that they were smoking crack, and they'd suddenly be all. And you can do that. It's such a strong drug. You wouldn't sort of go, "Oh, this tastes a bit funny." By the time it's hit you. It's too late.
Yeah.
And then shocking, awful. And then when it comes to actually facing another man in the loosest possible terms of another man, they can't throw a punch, which is probably why they spend their time abusing women. Terrible stuff. I thought I had something else racked up for you here. Maybe not. I've just got loads of stuff about self-publishing. Oh, I found this though. Check this out. Marzipan. Do you know anything about this? I mean, it's not new news. This isn't new news, but I didn't know this. There's a bit in my novel where he's having a bit of super strength lager with a homeless man, and I didn't want it to be special brew because it's always special brew, and it's a bit of a cliche to go, the homeless bloke had a tin of special brew. So I wanted it to be a super tea. So I wrote to super tenants. No, I didn't write to super tenants. I wrote to tenants and said, when did you release your super tenants in the UK? Because obviously the novel's set in 1986. I don't want to get it wrong. And they then give me another. They said, you'll have to talk to our distributors in the UK, and they haven't got back to me. And it was about 3 weeks ago. So I've done some more research online, and there's a company called Brewdog. Now, I'm not a drinker, but you people, that's it, ugly truth, the old purple tin. We used to call them super teas. If you're having trouble scoring in the morning, a super teas could just about get you to the dealer before you started puking up. But Brewdog produced the strongest beer in the world, and it's called Tactical Nuclear Penguin. And it to be a beer, you've got to to be classified as a beer, you've got to follow certain rules. It's either a beer or a wine or a sherry or it's 32% ABV, which stands for alcohol by volume. So if you get, let's assume this is a can of beer, that's 50% of it. That's about 32% of it. So that much of a can of beer is actually alcohol. You know, stuff that you can sort of clean pretty much anything up with. Actual bodily var. That's terps. It's something else. Let's have a little look at them showing off about their 32%. Hang on a minute. Latus has been on the firm for 54 months. Amazing. Oh, Latus is saying Sink the Bismarck is stronger. The German brewery beat Tactical Nuclear Penguin, so they made one stronger. To be honest with you, Lars, I did read a little bit about them two having a bit of a, but I was hoping no one knew about that and I could just go with this one. Fair play for being a member for 54 months. I did see you try and join in one of the chats, but unfortunately you couldn't get it working, which was a bit of a shame. We had a couple more of those this week. They were great. Don't forget that Scrub members, occasionally we do a Discord voice only chat. It's very chill. Anyone can talk about whatever they want. Sometimes you can sit there. Me and Jed had one the other day for about an hour and a half just chatting. Jed's a good lad, I tell you what. Jed's a sort of bloke I think we'd be good mates if we grew up together. But check out a little bit of that.
I'll keep missing
them.
Well,
you'll probably be at work in fairness. Because I do them about 9 o'clock my time, so that's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Anyway, have a look at some of this. What they say about this Tactical Nuclear Penguin. They're kind of proud of it. Let me know in the chat. As a beer drinker, would you be interested in drinking a 32% beer? I mean, I used to have to get a packet of fruit pastels. Well, I say get. I mean stole. While I was stealing a can of Super Tenants, because I'd have to put 3 or 4 fruit pastels in my mouth, do a quarter of the can, and then use the fruit pastels to help get it down, then another 4, then another quarter of the can. I had a system worked out in the end, but 32%, that can't taste. It just can't taste nice. Maybe I'm wrong. If anyone's had it, I'd quite like it.
Drinking Drunk back again with yet another attempt of a craft beer review. The one I'm going to review just now is a Brewdog beer. It's one that I have.
Sorry, people, I can't get any subtitles on this. He's talking in a language called Scottish. There is the occasional English word in there, so just listen out for them, and you'll get a rough idea of it. Emma says she can't even smell beer; she gags. Emma gags. Emma, do you gag? Anyway.
A bottle, the full-size bottle, aging, and I didn't want to open it because I've had it now aging for about 4 and a bit years, and my pal Minty, who gave me it in a bottle trade.
Did he say he's had a bottle of beer aging? What, to improve the flavour? Does beer age well? I thought that was a wine thing. I mean, sorry, Emma. Not sorry. That sounds peculiar.
I don't know how long he's had it, so it's got a good few years on it. But I've always wanted to try it and never tried it, and it's got to be.
Oh, that's what I thought, Catolf. All the sugars turn to alcohol. The job's done, hasn't it? Surely the job's done. It's not like a wine.
No, the clever bit's keeping it fresh.
Yeah, that's what Honey Monster says. Beer ages you. Yeah, good call.
The strongest beer I've ever reviewed on my channels, and of course it's the Brewdog, and it's the Tactical Nuclear Penguin. 32 on the Richter scale for this bad boy.
Richter scale's quite good.
Tactical nuclear penguin. I've not tried it. I've tried Saint Bismarck. I've tried Tokyo. The end of history. I've tried that.
That's a great name for a beer. The end of history. Lata says, "Packer, buy a fridge." Shatola fucked. Feel free to donate, people.
Never tactical nuclear penguin. So it's not the strongest beer I've tried, but it's on my channel. It is. But there's a bottle crown. The blue dog.
He's absolutely. Look. I don't think it's fair that a Scottish bloke is going to sample it because, you know, you need a control group. Really, you need like an English person as a control group. But we'll see how he gets on. I mean, look, he's got like a Zorro mask on. He's got a permanent Zorro mask on where he's obviously likes a drink.
The wee Doug. And nice wee dinky bottle. I'm glad that they've actually done this. They've brought it out in these wee small bottles. Got this in my equity.
Oh, hurry up and drink it, son. Oh, he's got a special beer tasting glass. I bet all Scottish people probably get one when they're christened, don't they?
Teku. See what it's all about. I don't
It's
want to
making me feel sick just looking at it.
Apparently it's a paradox.
Please stick your nose in it and have a smell like the wine connoisseurs. I beg you to do that.
It's a stout, isn't it? It's going to stink.
To remove the water. And apparently that's what increases the Richter scale. Makes it so strong, 32%. 32% for a beer, my goodness. So anyway, go. Looks very, very thin. Nice little bit of lace.
It's weird he says it looks very, very thin. And there I was thinking it looked like treacle.
Singing up the glass, but it's falling down. It's not going to stick around for long. We'll go in for a nose, see what the tactical nuclear penguin has.
He's actually this is amazing for beer. I do love a connoisseur. I'm not taking the piss out of him. He's actually going for it. Please, I beg you, just to wake me up, please say something like, I'm getting hints of honey and leather, maybe dry tobacco. That would be immense. It would be even better if he said, I'm getting bitumen, petrol.
Do offer. That smells absolutely divine, actually. I smell of whiskey barrel, sort of oak, aged oak coming up to greet you there. A little bit of caramel.
Touch of caramel, touch of whiskey. Well, he fair play, he didn't say whiskey. It was the wooden cask that he said it smelled. Ugly truth. Hints of brain damage. Here you are. He's going to go for a swig.
A little bit of dried fruit.
A bit of dried fruit. He went for it, the old classic.
That smells delightful. Absolutely delightful. So anyway, Sophie King drunk drinking a tactical nuclear penguin. 32 on a Richter scale. Slangy.
Here we go. Oh, that's making me feel sick, that is.
Very, very much dark fruit. Yep.
Hang on a minute. That's not just me, is it? Wait, that's not just me, is it? After he drunk that, he went. It affected his voice. It definitely did. Let's just play that again.
Shit.
And then he goes, yeah.
Yep. Tastes like a dram all day long. It's got that sort of a nice warm whiskey sort of burn that you get. Old whiskey heads like me, we don't get that burn anymore, but it's there, the suggestion of a nice dram is there.
Right.
It's got those lovely sort of dried dark fruits, a little bit of raisin in there. Starting to kick off the oak now.
No, I can't. I honestly, listen. Look. as I said, I love a connoisseur. I've heard people talk about crack like that, and it's ridiculous. But I do love a connoisseur. I actually respect and admire him for getting that much out of it. But not being a connoisseur of super strength lager, it does just make me laugh, because I reckon I put that to my mouth and I feel my saliva glands working overtime to water that down before I even dare swallow it, or I'm just going to chuck the lot up. I've got that feeling now. I can feel that. Even that Tenants, which was at its peak was something like 11.5%, when that's gone down to about 8% now, hasn't it? That was amazing. M says, kind of like bread. Licking a penny. Yeah, I know that one. Tarmac, gutter. This is amazing. I'm getting hints of crisis and kidney failure. Smells like a pub carpet. Lars says, I opened a bottle for a New Year's. What, one of these? With a bunch of mates. Couldn't finish it. What, one bottle of this stuff?
Between half a dozen of you.
It was you weren't getting the grapes and the raisins, no? It was just fucking rain. Lars, tell me how disgusting it was, please do. That's amazing. No, I knew you meant that, Lars, so you're right. Yeah, it's a bit much, Ian. I think it's a bit much. It smells like Grandad's fart.
Yeah, it looked like stout. And stout just stinks of egg, doesn't it? Yeah.
I will have a Guinness, though. If I do have a beer and they've got it and it's on draft, I'll have a Guinness. If they can't do me an old fashioned. I do like a stout.
I found a pub one night with two mates, and they had a barrel of Guinness free. And there were 6 or 8 of us in the pub.
What? Hang on, they were discontinuing selling Guinness, so they just were.
It was some kind of promotion. Guinness tonight. It was a Wednesday night or something. Guinness is free. There was 8 of us, 6 or 8 of us in the pub, and there was a barrel which is about 88 pints. I have never drunk Guinness since, but I did have a very nice evening.
And black poo for about a month.
Hey?
Wow. And black poo for about a month.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, a Guinness hangover is not good. I wouldn't recommend it. But when you've never had it before, and then you've done, and I don't know how many pints I did. It obviously wasn't like,
Yeah, it's one of those things.
But it was enough.
When I was 16, I went on a cycling holiday around Northern Europe. Well, not Northern Europe. That's a lie. We just headed towards Amsterdam, pretending it was a cycling holiday.
Yeah. Culture.
But we had 30 quid on us. That's it. And we were going to be busking, juggling, because it wasn't big at that. You were going back 30 years here. And we were out there for like 8 weeks. We had an 8-week holiday just busking. But we done that 30 quid on Southern Comfort. I mean, Southern Comfort is, I'll just mention it. But my mate was puking it over the side of the boat. And of course, we're off the boat at 7 a.m. We got on our bikes. We see a load of other cyclists, and we thought we'll just follow them. They must be going to a town or something. We followed them for about 10 miles, banging headache, both of us puking while riding. And of course, Holland is just flat, so everyone rides bikes. We just followed them to work. They just took us further into the sort of docks. And that was 35 years ago, and the smell of Southern Comfort will still turn me. It's just, I can just never go back there, thankfully.
I was decades off of whiskey for the same reason. When I was about 11 years old, I went and filled a Panda Pop bottle full of whiskies from the Optics in my dad's pub, and then went and got drunk. And I couldn't stand the smell of whiskey for 20, 30 years until I got to a funeral, and my brother-in-law brought out a bottle of whiskey that had cost him, I think, 150 odd quid.
Okay.
And he said, Yeah, and he said, I'm opening this now so that you lot don't get to open it at my funeral because I want some. Right?
That's fair play,
And
actually.
and I was at so I had some, and my God, a proper whiskey, a proper aged, done right fucking. I mean, the shit I got drunk on when I was 11 was like Teachers, White Horse,
Yeah, that
Bells, all
doesn't
that.
count.
Yeah, no, this
Yeah.
was a proper. Yeah, it's like a different drink entirely, and I was turned.
JP. Yeah, I mean that's why I'll do an old fashioned, but it needs to be made properly. I need the Angostura, I need the orange peel in there. I need it. I need them to know a properly made old fashioned. I mean, it's meant to be a cocktail, but it's only got whiskey or a bourbon in it, and it's just a fantastic drink. Oi, people, I'm going to get Pax Max on, right? I wasn't going to do a whole show, but I don't think he'll mind me saying this because he's agreed to come on and talk about it. He actually suggested it. But he's been out here a couple of times now, and he's engaged in things that you can do out here. And it was just one nightmare after the next, surreal. Just every day I'd get a text from him and I'd be crying with laughter at how so terribly wrong it had gone for him. And then the
But he
next
threw
day,
himself in there
oh,
wholeheartedly.
fair, yeah. And I
Yeah.
have to say, and I don't think everyone is saying this, he did because his partner died years ago. He's struggled to get over that. I think, as most people would, and it seems to have been one of the most sort of fuck it, caution to the wind things he's done. But there was this sort of repeating pattern where he'd tell me a story and I'd be trying not to laugh because the poor bloke's been had again. And then the next text would be, it's okay, it's all sorted out, blah, 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 blah. And then the next day, well, that didn't go according to plan. But it will be much better coming from his mouth and his accent. So when I'll have to make a I'll have to get him on and have his own show. Hello, John Palmer. Lovely to see you here.
Have you heard from Dave yet?
No, nothing. He won't do it. I'd
I'll
love
get on
him
him.
to come on.
He says he wants to.
Yeah.
He does. He is kind of keen. Yeah, he does
I
say
am.
he is saying he wants to.
Listen. Tell him this. If you're watching, hello, Dave. Like, you know what I think about your channel. It's the best channel on YouTube, but don't go there, people. It's horrible,
Yeah.
really. But if he comes on here, I just want to find out a bit about him. I'm not going to dig him out or anything or try and embarrass him. I just want to find out a bit about him because I find him very interesting. That's why. And if you find someone interesting, to make it more interesting is let's find out how you became this person. You know, I think there's an interesting story there.
He's had a very interesting life. To be fair, he was in a band with his brother.
Well, it shows, doesn't it? It shows.
Yeah, and his
because
brother's
the
another
way-
story entirely. But yeah, they've done shit, and he's been there or thereabouts, and he's almost made it. The same as you, Chris. He was like he got to the fringes.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? He
thanks.
was like, and it was there, and he could see it and everything. That's where you were, wasn't it?
Yeah, I didn't want it. I just thought it was like so the other week when I realised that this novel was almost done, I thought before I do all this fucking agents lark, I'll see if I can get over a few hurdles first through using contacts. And I looked at my list of posh people. And I spoke to one of them, and she said, my boyfriend's got a literary agent, and they're also best mates. So she said, just send a sample over, have a look at it. So done that, got back to me saying, yeah, you know, promising, can you do a synopsis, do the first 3 chapters, double spaced and all this. And as soon as I felt that whole sort of submissions process, and the first 3 chapters don't do it anywhere near. I'm sort of character building, and I just thought, fuck this. And also, the truth is, even with a big publisher, you might do well to sell 300 books, and you're getting about 10% of that. I can make more money on Amazon, and I need money. That's why, it's not the only reason I'm doing it, but it would be nice to earn more. And it was weird. I blew them out, and she was like, "What?" She went, "I pulled some strings for you," and I just went, "I can't do it. I can't do it when I." And then they'll say, "Oh, can you
Fair
fly
play.
to England so that we can have a meeting?" And it'll be like, and then someone else in the industry said to me, they said, "Listen, a company, someone like Random House, they'll publish 30 novels in a season. They call it a season, and the whole year builds up to that season." But they're only really banking on 2 of them making them any decent money, and the other 38 or however many other there were, I can't remember what I said. That just raises money to pay for the marketing of the 2 that they're banking on. You're sort of just like you're just helping them pay for the books they actually give a fuck about, and people think if you get a deal with a big publisher that they're going to do loads of marketing for you. No, they expect you to do all that. And if I'm doing all that marketing for my book, why do I need you? What, just so that you can get a review in the Guardian? I don't want a review in the Guardian. They're not going to like it anyway. I can assure you of that. But it gets even worse, because even on Amazon, so I had a working title. No need to tell you that, but I want a title that really is going to, really grab people, because you're competing with loads of other books. But I was talking to someone, one of the scrubs, I can't remember who it was, but one of the scrubs said the 80s was just one long boner. And I thought, so I could work with something like that. Do you know what I mean? The 80s was just a boner.
For us that were there, yeah.
Yeah, the long boner
yeah.
of the 80s. And Amazon will accept that, but they won't promote it. Like when I was doing some mock-ups for my big novel, and there was one where it had loads of syringes around the outside, and it looked nice. It was only a mock-up. I wasn't going to use it. And a mate said to me, he said, "Great." He said, "But Amazon won't promote it. They just won't. They don't want ugly things on their site. So even if it's a bestseller, they'll just do their best to keep it out of people's eyesight." It's all.
So you're going to give us this title then, or what?
No, because the working title. The working title was Symbolism 1986. I mean, that's hardly a seller.
Yeah, no, the title you decided.
No, the reason I'm not going to give you the new title is I'll probably change it anyway. I mean, it feels great at the moment, nailing down a title.
Yeah, but you're going to go to bed, think on it, look back on it.
Yeah. But don't worry, as soon as that's ready for pre-order, I will spend every single stream reminding you every 5 minutes to buy it and make my life's dreams come true. Right, people, that's an hour and 45 minutes. I was only going to do an hour. I apologize. I hope it hasn't been too dry tonight. I'm so whacked. It really has taken it out of me. But sometimes I do a stream just so that you lot can get to chat to each other, and I'm just sort of a bit of noise in the background. But yeah, that's why you didn't get one Friday or Saturday as well, because yesterday I slept all day. I couldn't do anything. And it comes to a point where you've got to just say, have a rest, man, have a rest. And how about calling it Never Ending Story? Very good. Very good. Hello, Cray boy. How are you, son? I'm going to do something. I'm going to do this. That's what I'm going to do. If I can find it. Isn't Mousecat on Rags' show later? I think he said something like that.
He is indeed, yes. Tonight, I think it's
7 o'clock
7:30.
UK time.
Or is
or
it
something
7?
like
Everybody check for yourselves. Be there.
that. Mate, I haven't stopped eating that stuff. It's been actually cat off. It's been keeping me alive, and my missus has absolutely nailed it. Oh, it's incredible. Damn, I wish she hadn't gone to sleep. I'd have had some of that tonight. Anyway, people,
Have some
enjoy
eggs,
the rest
Chris.
of your.
Eat some meat.
Pardon?
Have some eggs and eat some meat.
I do eat well. My missus has made a whole menu for me. She taught herself
Drink
how
some
to
milk.
cook, and I'll tell you what. I won't tell you that actually. Packer, thank you very much. I'll let you go now, man. Enjoy the rest of your bottle of whiskey. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening.
I'm done.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks
What,
for
that's
having me.
gone?
Cheers, Scott.
Hang on. So this is interesting. So that bottle's gone, and are you done? Will you just stop drinking now?
Yeah, I ain't got any more. Yeah, I can't, like, it's 15-minute walk to the shop. I'm not fucking doing that. And clearly I can't drive. So I'm not going to drink anymore.
So that's the weird thing. Hello, Kelly. That's the weird thing in my world. If I start drinking, not anymore, but years ago, if I'd have drunk as much as you have tonight, I couldn't stop at this stage.
It's this afternoon. It's not even 6:15 yet.
Yeah, but I'd need to drink myself into oblivion. It's weird, isn't it? Got problems, I think. Got some sort of problems. Anyway, look after yourselves, people. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I'll let Packer go. Look after yourself, mate. Thanks for coming
Cheers,
on.
Grubs.
Like,
Cheers,
if
Chris.
you hadn't
Thank you.
come on today, it would have been a mess. Ta-ta. Give Packer some love in the chat, people. You can hear by my voice, I've got nothing. After this stream, usually I'll write. Well, I've certainly have been for the last 7 weeks. I'm going to go and make a bowl of cornflakes, eat that, get in bed, and that's me done. And then it's a whole another week of work. I'm taking 2 weeks off the novel, get a bit of distance from it, do the read and write through, and then it'll be sending it out to beta readers. I'm getting that in the shops, in Amazon, October, November. That's the plan. Here's a bit of music for you. I'm going to do that. I'm going to click that. I'm going to make sure the audio's on. I'm going to share that. And I'm going to press that. Ta-da!
The paradigm of absolute control. And that's why we're just out here doing simple things, pointing out that we're meant to be in nature and be natural. And this is where we find the source that God made to transcend the New World Order. And that's why they want to try to keep us out of it.
I'm angry. I've had enough of these people. They're a bunch of Christian murderers, scum. They're on giant death factories, keeping babies alive, selling their body parts. What more do you need to know about these people? I go out and face these scum. They literally crawl out from under rocks. They have green-looking skin, and they run around screaming, "We love Satan, we want to eat babies." I have them on video. Hillary's in the creepy, weird, sick stuff, man. She sleeps in the same room with that creepy, weirdo woman whose mother wears a hood over her head. That woman number one is ugly. Imagine how bad she smells, man. I told her and Obama just stink. Obama and Hillary both smell like sulfur. Literal vampire pot-bellied goblins are hobbling round, coming after us. My spirit gets close to that evil and I feel it go. We're such self-centered crap, we don't even notice hell itself rising up against us. Millions of pointed people of the very worst type, and I'm so pissed. We're gonna stab your daughter at the mall. We're gonna stab your wife, your son. explorers say. We love our Somalis, we love our Muslims. Oh, they're so good, oh, they're so sweet.
I was watching Fox News as I worked out this morning.
I tell you what, I weren't. Not a chance of it. I hope that wasn't too laid back. Packer dropped a Lady Godiva in. Thank God he had that whiskey. Thank you, Packer. Much appreciated. And from you, Emma. Nice to see Zeitgeist and Anglo there. They've been lurking, I guess. And JP just got back from work. I'll try and get a couple of streams in the week. I am going to be having a bit of a rest, so people, I'm wrecked. But sometimes that's what you have to do in life. Wreck yourself. And on that lovely note, I'll give you a massive hoit. Don't forget you got Rags and you got Dave's Waffle House. Ta-da!